more
an announcement.
yes.
Aloha, wir sind hier bei Starboard am großen Stand und neben mir steht Olli und er wird euch jetzt ein bisschen was über das neue Line-Up für 2023 erzählen. Ollie, it's up to you and show our visitors what's new by Starboard.
Thank you. Yep, I'm Ollie O'Reilly. I'm representing Starboard here at the paddle show in Lyon. And yeah, we're going to go through some of the new products that we have for 2023. So, starting with the Sprint Airline. So this is a new model. It is based on the composite Sprint outline. And the Sprint is all about kind of being the fastest board. So the Sprint has a new outline where it's more narrow in the nose, so it's really kind of got a slicing nose, and then fairly parallel with a wider tail. So what that does is the narrow nose helps give the acceleration and glide, and having the wider tail means that you have the stability.
More stability.
Exactly. Compared to the All-Star, which has a bit more pulled in tail, and more curve throughout the outline.
Yeah, okay.
So with this, when we did a lot of testing back and forth, and the new Sprint is definitely got an edge in speed over the All-Star. Also, it has a flatter rocker. So the flatter rocker is going to prolong the glide, meaning that you have that additional speed.
Okay.
And like on the airline, like the All-Star, you have a lot of features that really elevate the performance. Obviously the patented technology where we have the rope which is attached on the nose and goes under the board and fixed to the fin box here. So what that does is it gives you very good reflex. So the board will flex, but it pops back to position very quickly. So it helps when you're doing fast strokes, really get that speed. You also have a carbon stringer that runs down through the whole of the bottom of the board, as well as on the deck you have two twin stringers, and on the rail, which just increase the overall stiffness and performance again.
Okay.
You have multiple handles for beach starts, you have bungee tie downs, and you have obviously the recessed standing here, which really gives you that secondary stability, makes it stable when it gets choppy. And then on the bottom, one other feature which is new. So we have a new fin box, which is much more, the trailing edge is much more pulled in, so it's a more efficient shape, which is going to give you a faster release. So you're really creating a better water flow that wraps and releases on the tail. So you're going to have better tracking and a faster release. And then obviously you have the rail edge there to help have a smoother release as well. So the new Sprint, to summarize, is a faster flat water based on the composite airline.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have, very briefly, this is the Sprint, but we can't talk too much about it because it's not released yet, but it will be coming later on in the year. Probably the Generation. The Generation is a new model. It's a 12.6x30 model, and it's based again on the composite version. Now the Generation in the composite is our best-selling model. It's a 3-in-1, so it's designed for racing, touring and cruising, and surfing. So this board is very versatile and appeals to a lot of different people. So with this, you can see initially on the floor, it's got quite a lot of nose rocker.
Yeah.
So that nose kick is very forgiving when you're going into waves. And,
wave.
Yes. Yeah. So for wave riding, that allows you to stop the nose from purling and is going to allow you to kind of get into waves. You also have the bungee inserts for carrying gear if you're doing long distance. You have a fairly parallel midsection which gives you the stability. And then towards the tail, it starts to get more narrow. But when we look at the bottom, here, you have an extended rail edge. So what that does, it gives you a sharp edge, like what you want on a composite board, because that's going to allow the board to really carve and get some grip on the wave. So when you're standing back here, you can really maneuver and have an edge.
Okay.
It's available in a thruster fin setup, so you have the side fins which will give you more bite and again grip to help maneuver the board. But if you're on flat water, you can just use the center fin. And again, it benefits from the drop box, which is that new fin box, giving you a much cleaner and faster release.
Okay.
One other point which is important on this board, as you can see, is the use of the galvanized 2000 denier rail. So we wrap this on the center of the board, and it goes all the way from the tail to nose, and what that does is it gives the board a lot of stiffness. So it wraps on the bottom, and you can see also on the deck here. So that gives the board a really rigid feeling, and especially when you're in the waves, it's going to stop the board from flexing, and so you can have that kind of control.
It's from the feeling is more than a hard board.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And it also has hinten the scoop, so it's coming up.
It's got a tail kick there, so you can really put your foot back and help push on turns.
Yeah.
Comes with the carry strap. This is the deluxe model, so this is our woven fusion lightweight model. And yeah, the generation is going to be that board that really offers a lot of kind of options. It's very versatile for those that want to do multi-sport.
This is the multi-sport. This is a board where you can go for traveling when you don't know if you go on a river, if you go on this lake, or you go to the sea. So
it's a one-board quiver.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the new boards in the composite is the new Spice range. So this has been released this week, and this was developed with a shaper, Luís Lecrau, in Portugal. And I'm really excited about this. Everyone that's tried it has loved it so far. Team riders are winning world champions titles on it already. So it's this board fits in between the wedge range and the pro range. So it's more performance than the wedge. It's got a thinner profile in the nose, which reduces the swing weight. It's thinner in the tail as well, which gives you, again, more response when you're stepping back. But it's wider in the nose and general outline than a pro board, so it's going to be more forgiving. Okay. So some of the features that set this out, this is a limited construction here, but you have a wing tail, so you can see there's a slight kink in the rail line.
There's a kink,
Yeah, so what that does is it gives you the stability forwards, but then as it narrows towards the tail, you have that response. So when you really step back, it's going to respond and be very lively. One of the other features here is the beveled rail. So you may be able to see it in the light, you can feel it there. There's a slight kind of curve on the rail. Yeah. And what that allows is, one, it helps generate speed because you're kind of planing on a narrower area. But also when you're going from rail to rail, it's very smooth and fluid. So it's really easy, and it actually creates a thinner rail. So you're having to put less pressure when you're trying to kind of engage the rail. So it's really responsive. So this is the new Spice. It's available in the blue carbon as well. It's from sizes from 6'9" up to 9'3", so from the pro riders to heavier riders. It is more for kind of intermediate to advanced. And yeah, this range we're really excited about, so it's a new one. This is the new Pro range as well for 2023, so it's more advanced riders using this. You can see compared to the Spice, it's more narrow in the nose. This is really for those that want the highest performance in wave riding. So all new shape here, new tail outline, nose, new bottom shape, rails, fins, everything's new. Everything is new. This board is, again, pro riders, those that really want that top performance. It's probably won more medals, world champion titles than any other wave range. So moving into more kind of wing foil, this is the new Pro wing, which is our wing which is really kind of suited for racing especially. Gives you a lot of direct power. There's a lot of technology that's packed in this that really is kind of leading the way in terms of performance in the wing market. Foils, we have a range of foils from carbon to glass. For everyone, for every... Exactly. It's a whole new ball game. Foils, you can go into every detail from tail wings to adjustable fuselage, different mast lengths. And then we have the wing overview here. So you have Go wing, which is a fantastic entry level, great price point, value offering. I really like the Go wing as a general wing to use. It's very forgiving. The Air, which is giving you a bit more performance. You can see a complete different outline shape. Then we have the Nitro, which is super lightweight, gives you a lot more power, and the material allows you to have much higher PSI, so it's much stiffer. And then you have the Pro again, which is that ultra high performance for kind of racing and those that really want to get to next level. And then we have also the wing boards and the takeoff boards. So for the wing boards, these aren't new shapes, but the wing boards, this one model here, the 6.3 you see, this is the most produced single unit out of the Cobra factory than any other board. Okay. So that gives an indication on kind of demand. It's a leading product, and it's a bit unique from what else is on the market. It's got a lot of inspiration from the windsurfing side. It's got some cutaways and channels, but what that does is it gives you a very easy board to learn on. And we have different sizes for more advanced riding as well. So it's a very good entry level to progression on the wingboard. And then the takeoff is that crossover model where we have both SUP and wing. Oh, okay. So that's more versatile. And then we have the airfoil. I don't know if you've seen the airfoil, but
yeah, we have seen the airfoil for.
Yes, the airfoil is. It is an amazing board. This is Raoul and Tiesda really came up with this, and we held back for I think 5+ years before we kind of really released this. Okay. So it's having that composite plate underneath the board is giving you that additional performance. So I think that's kind of it. We have new paddles as well. Obviously This paddle here is by far, in the recent Poland event, we won more world titles with this one paddle than any other paddle in the industry. So it's easily the most winning paddle in the industry. Super lightweight, it's the pre-preg Lima.
Very light, yeah.
This is at the top of kind of performance for those that really want that to excel. And then we have, I won't go through all of them, but this is our best-selling kind of paddle now, which is the carbon. So you have a full carbon paddle, carbon shaft, and it's a fantastic kind of price point and entry level. So it's now become one of our best-selling paddles. So always important to remember that the paddle will give you a lot more performance in some ways than the board, because if you're going on a long distance paddle and you want something lightweight, you're gonna feel that more than probably say
every gram it's lighter. You feel after 10 kilometers paddling, you feel these grams.
Exactly. So yeah, the paddles is a definite kind of one not to miss.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ollie.
Thank you.
Good
to catch you again.
Show us all the new stuff, and see you on the water.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Weitere Interviews mit Herstellern bringen wir auf unseren YouTube-Kanal, also schaut öfters mal vorbei. Ihr wollt keine Neuigkeit verpassen? Dann abonniert unseren YouTube-Kanal oder schaut bei uns auf dem Blog vorbei. Natürlich freuen wir uns über jedes Daumen hoch von euch